Welcome back, explorers, to the second part of our epic journey through the 195 facts about every country in the world. In this installment, we delve into the diverse continent of Africa, uncovering fascinating insights about its nations. Join us as we explore the remaining 28 countries in Africa in part 2 of our series. If you haven't watched part 1 yet, you can do so by clicking the link in the top right corner. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel to stay updated with similar content. Number 27, Libya. Libya was the only country in the world with a plain flag. From 1977 until 2011, Libya became the Libyan Arab Republic to the Great Socialist People's Libyan Arab Jamahiriya by Gaddafi. During this time, the country had a plain green flag, the only country in the world with a designless flag. After Libya became independent, the country split into 3 regions: Tripolitania, Cyrenaica, and Fetza. Each region represented one of the 3 horizontal stripes of red, black, and green on the flag. The star and crescent symbolize Islam. Number 28, Madagascar. Madagascar wasn't discovered until 500 AD. Madagascar isn't like other countries in that it hasn't had people living there for thousands upon thousands of years. We are all familiar with the sometimes brutal colonization of other parts of the world, but this stunning island nation is different. When we say that it was discovered just 1,500 years ago, we mean it. There is no evidence of any indigenous people living there prior to settlement in around 500 AD, which poses fascinating questions about why and how it came to be overlooked by so many different civilizations. Number 29, Mauritania. Mauritania is the last country to abolish slavery. The country passed a law in 1981, but it only became punishable as a criminal act in 2007. The practice of slavery is deeply rooted within the culture here. Therefore, it still prevails illegally. There are still more than 90,000 slaves in Mauritania, the largest of any place in the world. Number 30, Mauritius. It's the former home of a famous extinct species. Mauritius is known as the land of the dodo, the extinct species that appears in Alice in Wonderland. The first recorded mention of the bird dates back to 1589, when Dutch sailors described a flightless bird. The last mention dates back to 1662. There are few relics of the bird around, too, besides a few partial skeletons. The only known complete stuffed bird was bequeathed to the Ashmolean Museum in Oxford. But once it started to rot, the museum put it on a bonfire. Its foot, however, made it to the Oxford University Museum of Natural History. Today, we still know relatively little about the bird. Despite its extinction only a few centuries ago, we know more about dinosaurs. Number 31, Malawi. Malawi is a democratic republic with a population of over 19 million people. The official language is English, but by far most people speak Chichewa. The country is about half the size of the UK. About 20% of the country is Lake Malawi, which is home to more freshwater fish than any other lake in the world. Most of these are endemic, meaning they don't occur anywhere else. The cichlids are a large group of colored fish. Scientists find these species just as interesting for evolutionary research as different animal species on the Galapagos Islands. Number 32, Mali. Mali was home to the richest man who has ever lived. Mansa Musa is the richest person of all time. He was the first king of Timbuktu and ruled the Mali Empire between 1280 and 1337. He had a fortune of around 400 billion in today's money, around twice the wealth of the richest person alive today. The wealth was derived from the country's vast salt and gold deposits. In fact, at one time, Mali's gold deposits accounted for half the world's supply. You can see his wealth in action at one of the hundreds of mosques he built across the continent that are still standing today. Number 33, Morocco. Morocco is the most visited country in Africa. With everything that Morocco has to offer, it is no surprise that it is the most visited country in Africa. Over 13.2 million tourists traveled to Morocco in 2023, which was a 10% increase from previous years. The popularity of Morocco as a tourist destination lies in its diversity. It is a fascinating country with a rich culture, vibrant cities, and sleepy little towns, sweeping vistas and majestic mountains. It is both historic and modern, African and European. Morocco offers something for everyone and is the perfect destination for a family vacation, a romantic getaway, and is even great for a solo trip. Number 34, Mozambique. Breathtaking beaches. The coastline of Mozambique, including the shores of Ponta Malongane, stretches for about 2,500 kilometers along the Indian Ocean. Ponta Malongane boasts pristine, unspoiled beaches, providing visitors with endless stretches of white sandy shores and crystal-clear waters. Number 35, Namibia. Namibia is home to the world's oldest desert. Shifting dunes, gravel plains, and rugged mountains make up this extremely arid ecoregion. The Namib Desert, the world's oldest desert, has been around for at least 55 million years, devoid of surface water but bisected by many dry riverbeds. The Namib Desert is one of many stunning destinations that Namibia is known for. A few ungulates, such as Hartmann's zebras, live in these vegetated riverbeds. The south of the desert is very dry, with no dry riverbeds. The gemsbok is the only large mammal that can survive in this harsh climate. An interesting fact about Namibia is that the thick fogs are common along the coast, and they are the desert's lifeblood, providing enough moisture for a variety of interesting, well-adapted animal species to thrive. Number 36, Niger. Niger has its own dinosaur. Did you know that Niger has a dinosaur named after it? The 30-foot herbivorous dinosaur lived in the region around 100 million years ago. According to the experts, it would have lived alongside the predatory dinosaur Suchomimus, the plant-eaters Ouranosaurus and Lurdosaurus, and Supercroc. The Nigersaurus had a delicate skull and a wide mouth lined with more than 500 replaceable teeth, adapted to grazing plants close to the ground. Number 37, Nigeria. There are more than 500 languages spoken in Nigeria. There's so many interesting facts about Nigeria that it's hard to contain them all in one list. But these facts about Nigerian culture will open your eyes to the country's rich diversity. Nigeria is home to over 200 million people, making it Africa's most populous country. They have 4 of the main ethnic groups in the country, and there are still more than 300 others to discover. These groups speak over 500 languages, including the official languages of lingua franca and English. Number 38, Republic Congo. The Republic of the Congo takes its name from the Congo River, which makes up a significant portion of the country's eastern border. The name of the river comes from Congo, a Bantu kingdom that occupied the river mouth, whose name derived from its people, the Bakongo, meaning hunters. At 4,700 kilometers, the Congo River is Africa's second longest river after the Nile. It is also the world's deepest river. Number 39, Rwanda. The land of 1,000 hills, characterized by its hilly and mountainous terrain, Rwanda got this nickname for good reason. Rwanda's elevation spans between the Rusizi River at 950 m above sea level to the peak of Mount Karisimbi at 4,507 m above sea level. There are 374 named mountains in Rwanda. Number 40, São Tomé e Príncipe. São Tomé e Príncipe is one of 27 countries that does not have a single UNESCO World Heritage Site. Additionally, it doesn't even have a single property on the tentative list of sites to be submitted for nomination. However, the entire island of Principe and its surrounding islets and is a UNESCO Biosphere Reserve because of its wide range of terrestrial and marine biodiversity. Number 41, Eswatini. Swaziland officially changed its country name from the Kingdom of Swaziland to the Kingdom of Eswatini on 19 April 2008. Itembe and Kiani were at the special 50-50 celebrations with their families when King Mswati III made this important announcement. The 50-50 celebrations marked 50 years since independence and also celebrated the king's 50th birthday. The country's new name means Place of the Swati People. Number 42, Seychelles. The Seychelles was once a hideout for pirates. After its discovery in 1502 by Portuguese explorer Vasco da Gama, the 2 main islands became a hideout for nautical outlaws. One pirate in particular, by the name of Olivier Levasseur, or Labousse, was said to have left treasure stolen from a Portuguese ship in 1721. Today, the treasure that is still to be found has been valued at $1.4 billion. Number 43, Senegal. Senegal is home to a tiny car-free island made from seashells. Jol Fadiouth in Embark is an entire island built from millions of clamshells accumulated over generations. Located at the far end of Petite Côte, Jol is a sleepy fishing village on the mainland, while Fadiouth is a small island linked by a 400-meter wooden footbridge. For more than a century, its inhabitants have harvested mollusks and used the empty shells to make the island. Roots from the mangroves and reeds hold the structure together. The island is best known for its cemetery, which is also made entirely from shells. Number 44, Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone translates to Lion Mountains. Sierra Leone gained its original name of Serra Leoa when Portuguese explorer Pedro de Sintra sailed to what is now Freetown in 1462. Legend has it that during Sintra's time in Sierra Leone, he experienced a huge thunderstorm that reminded him of a lion's roar. Almost like the surrounding mountains were roaring, Serra Leoa translates to Lion Mountains in Portuguese. And that's how Sierra Leone acquired its beautiful name. Number 45, Somalia. It has one of the highest fertility rates in the world. On average, a woman in Somalia will give birth to a whopping 6 children. Like many poverty-stricken countries, the majority of women don't have access to modern contraception. But it's difficult to say whether this would make much of a difference, as Somalian culture encourages big families. Childbearing is considered the primary duty of a woman in Somalia. However, due to poverty and poor health care, many children sadly die young. Number 46, Sudan. It was once Africa's largest country. Sudan once represented over 8% of the whole African continent. That's 2% of the world's total land area. During this time, it was Africa's largest country and the 10th largest in the world. When South Sudan separated from Sudan in 2011, Sudan became Africa's 3rd largest country and the world's 15th largest. Tensions remain and disputes continue between the two nations over shared oil revenues and border definitions. Number 47, Tanzania. It is home to the tallest mountain in Africa. Standing some 595 meters above sea level, this mountain is the tallest in Africa and the highest freestanding mountain in the world. It's also home to almost every kind of ecological system there is, from cultivated land to rainforest, alpine desert, and Arctic summit. While this dormant volcano provides a breathtaking hike for those who are interested, you're more than welcome to admire this mountain's grandeur from the ground. Number 48, Togo. The people of Togo practice voodoo. The Aja, Yu, and Fon peoples of Togo practice the religion Vodun aka Vodun and voodoo. However, voodooism does not have the negative implications it has in the West. In Togo, voodooism is a belief system extending to culture, philosophy, language, art, dance, music, and medicine. Togo's historical center of voodoo is the small town of Togoville on the shore of Lake Togo. Number 49, Tunisia. Several scenes from the Star Wars movies were filmed in Tunisia. The Saharan landscape of southern Tunisia is home to several sets, including the village of Tatooine, which was Luke Skywalker's home planet, Tatooine, in the original 1977 movie. Number 50, Uganda. Many people who visit Uganda fall in love with the country because of the hospitality they receive. To match the Ugandese kindness and customs, you must begin every conversation with lots of pleasantries. Ask people, "How are you?" and add other friendly questions before getting to the point. Ugandans also love to hear about your family. They want to know if you're married, if you have kids, see pictures of your parents, and learn about your hometown. Don't take this as an invasion of privacy. Family is a very important part of Uganda's culture, so these questions are just a way of getting to know you. Number 51, Central African Republic. It's also one of the best places in the world for stargazing. The Central African Republic boasts superb stargazing opportunities. The world's darkest nights are in Chad, the Central African Republic, and Madagascar, which means they're least affected by light pollution. More than 3/4 of inhabitants can gaze up at the stars under pristine viewing conditions. Number 52, Chad. Chad is the only country in the world whose name is composed of a single syllable with a single vowel. Chad takes its name from Lake Chad, which lies along the country's western border. The word Tzaid means large body of water or lake in several local native languages. Lake Chad has shrunk by 90% since the 1960s due to climate change and increase in the population and unplanned irrigation. It is a vital source of water for 20 to 30 million people in the region. Number 53, South Africa. South Africa is home to a variety of landscapes and biomes, including deserts, wetlands, bushveld, grasslands, mountains, and subtropical forests. It's a holiday destination like no other. Looking for a beach holiday? South Africa has sunshine, sea, and golden beaches. Seeking a safari adventure? South Africa is home to incredible wildlife and game reserves. Keen for an escape into wine country? South Africa's Cape Winelands are waiting to be explored. On top of all of this, you can discover cosmopolitan cities and quaint seaside towns, or drive through breathtaking mountain passes and travel along dusty desert roads. Number 54, South Sudan. An abundance of natural resources. Although South Sudan falls high on the poverty scale, the country has many natural resources. The Nile River, petroleum, marble, aluminum, iron ore, and gold stand as the nation's major natural resources. Of these resources, oil fuels the country's economy, with outside investors dominating the sector. The issue is that about 85% of the population works in non-wage pastoral jobs and does not benefit from the abundance of natural resources. Thanks for joining us on this journey through the fascinating facts about African countries. If you're finding these facts as intriguing as I am, why not show your appreciation by giving this video a thumbs up? Your likes help us reach more curious minds like yours. And of course, remember to subscribe to FactFrenzy for more captivating content. Until next time, keep discovering.